My backlog journey has been going well, so well that I've already completed 10 games in 2026, so it was time to pluck another 10 from my ever expanding backlog. Now it's worth mentioning that every game on this list will eventually be a video on this channel, so that kind of goes into the selection process when I'm picking games for my backlog, and I intend to finish all these games within the next 90 days. So the first game on this list is Saros. Now you might be wondering, how can a new release be in a backlog? Good question. I have been anticipating the release of Saros since it was announced some time ago. I absolutely loved Returnal. It is one of my favorite games on PS5 to this date. Everything about it, from the atmosphere to the gameplay and the cryptic story, it was all just top tier. So when Saros was announced, I already knew it was a game that I would be buying and playing on day one. That day has come, and I actually ended up buying the deluxe edition to play it 2 days earlier. I simply couldn't wait. I was just so excited for it. Since then, I've put in about 12 hours into the game. I've cleared 4 biomes already, and truthfully, I feel a little bit let down by it. While Returnal set this huge precedent, Saros doesn't do much to evolve the formula. I thought this was going to be a game that I was going to love, and don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but it just doesn't spice things up enough. It's basically an orange Returnal. That being said, I'll still finish the game, and I'll be posting a video on that game on my second channel instead. Up next, we have Far Cry 5. Now, I already finished that game and made a video on it, which is a little bit sneaky, but it still lands in this next 3-month time frame, and I was surprised at how much I ended up enjoying this game. I remember playing Far Cry 6 maybe 2 years ago, or maybe last year. It kind of all blends together, and I absolutely bounced off that game. By the time I wrapped it up, I just couldn't wait to put the game down. I was pretty much over the open world formula and clearing things. You know how these Ubisoft games go. And I had bought Far Cry 5 on sale a while back, even before I bought Far Cry 6, and I remember booting it up for maybe an hour or two and thinking to myself, there's no way I'm gonna sit here and do this. I just don't have time for this game. I was really burnt out on that open world formula. That being said, I recently finished up Far Cry 5, and I had an amazing time with the game. It's honestly one of the best Far Cries that I've personally played. I really love the atmosphere. The story was really good. And while it does have that formulaic feeling, I still had a good time exploring Montana and just being in the midst of all the chaos that that game brings. Up next, we have Remnant 2. Now, this is a game that has been sitting in my backlog for so long. I think I bought it in that release window, maybe in the first couple of weeks, thinking to myself, this is a game I'm going to put many hours into. However, I bounced off of it so hard for some reason, despite really liking the first one, Remnant from the Ashes. It's been sitting in my backlog for so long, I figured it's finally time to play it. I have been thinking about making a video on this game for I don't know how long, at least a year now, and I know it's a game that's still pretty popular, and what this game offers is something that's right up my alley, which I don't know why I've been avoiding it so hard. Basically, it has a ton of build crafting, there's a ton of weapons, a ton of different combinations that someone can make to really break the game, which is something I really love doing. And on top of that, it has the Souls-like formula with the bosses and the hard encounters. So I'm excited to finally get into it. I know it'll pay off. I know it's a good game. For some reason, I just haven't been able to bring myself to play it. But this is now next on my list after I wrap up Saros. Up next, we have the Metro Trilogy. That's Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, and Metro Exodus. Now, I've played Metro Exodus pretty recently. It was almost like a year ago that I've completed it, maybe for the second time. So it is a little bit weird to pull a game that you've already played uncompleted from your backlog and then playing it again. It kind of defeats the purpose, but it's for the sake of a video I'll be working on. So up first, I'm going to have Metro 2033. I played that very sparingly back in the day when it first dropped. I don't remember anything about that game, so it's going to be a nice revisit. After that, I'll be jumping into Metro Last Light, and then finally Metro Exodus. And all this is going to lead up to Metro 2039, which I am very excited about. I cannot wait for that game to drop. I think it's dropping this year as well, so I'm going to be doing a trilogy playthrough leading up to that, and it's going to be a nice video that'll kind of summarize everything, and I will be ready for that Metro game. Now, unfortunately, I do have to play through Metro Exodus for a third time. Pro tip, if you're planning on making YouTube videos, do not delete any footage you've recorded, because I don't have any of my Metro Exodus footage anymore, so that means I'm doing another playthrough. Regardless, I'm excited for it. I know these games aren't that long, they're linear, and that's exactly the kind of palate cleanser you need after something like Far Cry 5. Up next, I'm going to be playing through Subnautica for the first time ever. I've heard nothing but good things about this game from literally everyone. This is probably one of the most popular games of all time from what I can tell. Everyone who's played it has praised it. Everyone who's played it says they want to re-experience it again for the first time. So I don't know what it is about Subnautica that everyone loves, but I guess I'm going to find out. I've never played it before. I'm into the survival crafting genre and all that. I'm completely okay with that. I think Enshrouded is really good, for example. That's one of the games that I really put a lot of time into. But Subnautica never really appealed to me. The whole underwater vibe, I just never really understood it. However, I guess I'm going to find out what everyone loves about it. I'm going to be playing this game before the Metro video, so it's a kind of a weird order I made this video in, but Subnautica is on that list. Up next, we're going back to Ubisoft land. I've done a pretty decent job of staying out of it for the most part, but I'm going to be playing Far Cry 4. Now, I'm on the journey to figure out which Far Cry is the best. So far, I've played Far Cry 5. I'll eventually have to replay Far Cry 6 again. But Far Cry 4 is one that I haven't played at all. I've never played this game. I know it recently may have gotten a 60 FPS patch for PS5. I can't remember. If not, I'll be playing it on PC. But Far Cry 4 seems to be one of the best, if not the best, Far Cry in the entire series. At least that's what a lot of people are saying in the comments of the Far Cry 5 video. So I'm excited to get into that. I want to see what the whole difference is, what was added, what was taken away in between these iterations. Obviously, it's a franchise that's really popular, so I'm excited to jump into it regardless. And from my understanding, it's not a super long game, which is good for me. I've been really trying to condense how long these games that I'm playing are. Games that are over 30 hours are starting to fall further and further into the backlog. For example, I have been really wanting to play Days Gone, but I've played that game before. I want to make an updated video on it, but I know that main story takes over 30 hours to complete, which is not something I really want to put myself through right now. It's a good game, but it's not worth the 30 hours that I'm going to have to go through. So that's Far Cry 4. Up next, we have a personal favorite of mine. It's a little game called Outriders. Some of you may know it, others may not. I've played this game many times. I've played the base game. I've played the World Slayer expansion. I love Outriders. I love the atmosphere. I love the build customization. I love the aesthetic. I love the gunplay. It's just a game that really resonates with me for one reason or another. And I want to kind of do like a 0 to end game kind of video on that as well. However, I will mention that this game can be replaced on this list. And one of the candidates that I am considering to replace Outriders is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now, I just said I'm trying to put behind those 30-hour, 40-hour playthroughs a bit further in the backlog. However, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a game that has been haunting me since I purchased it. I've played a few hours of it, and I've noted just how much I would eventually like this game if I just put the time into it. It just still feels overwhelming that I keep going back to these quick hitters that I can, just turn my brain off and play. But if there's one candidate that could get removed or replaced, it's going to be Outriders. And that being said, I would also like to know what games you guys are currently playing, what's in your backlog in the comments below. I tend to refer to that a little bit. I love seeing what you guys are doing. I kind of pull some inspiration from time to time from the comments as well. So go ahead and comment what your backlog is looking like. I might pluck something from there as well. Up next, we have Darksiders Genesis. Yes, I've also already completed this, but it does fall into that 90-day time frame. However, this is a game that I really enjoyed. I've already played Darksiders 1, 2, and 3. 3 really fell off for me. 2 was my favorite, and Darksiders 1 was pretty solid. Darksiders Genesis is going to fall right behind Darksiders 2. That's just how much I ended up really liking it. The top-down perspective is something that I really like. I'm used to it from all these looter games that I play. The combat and controls felt fluid. The game just looked good. I really liked the aesthetic. And overall, I really liked the Darksiders universe anyway, so this was a game that was right up my alley, and I was surprised at how much I ended up really liking it. It is playable in co-op, but I did end up just playing it solo because that's how I play all my games. But that being said, I really enjoy that game. So that's what my next 3 months are looking like. Let me know what you guys think about this list. As always, comment your list below as well so I know what you guys are up to. And that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you guys for watching as always. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you all in the next one.